Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Lanier, and this is the second episode of Deep Connections. So last time I was asking the question of what does it mean to be connected? Why should I be connected? And hopefully you had time to get inside and answer some of those questions and came to a conclusion. And hopefully I should be connected. And how do I do that? So let's answer that question of how. We'll start with people. Honestly, being connected to people starts with care and having just a little bit of care. So a lot of times people I've noticed care about things that may not be the most important, but they're important to them. So it might be money. It might be to have status. It might be to live in a 10,000 square foot house. Some of these things people are connected to. They're connected to this idea of what they feel like they need. Or they're connected to things that pull them away from what they really want. And that's what it is for me. I easily get distracted. And growing up, I was diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactive disorder, so ADHD. And I would say I had definitely some big symptoms of that. But through my studies and my reading and my schoolwork, I've probably come to the conclusion that I'm just my temperament was one of lots of energy and heavy stimulation. Always had to be doing something, being active. My parents did a great job of this. I played soccer for years. But I still struggle with staying focused. So what did I do? I was prescribed medication. I was prescribed Ritalin. And now they've come out with, there's all these people that are being overprescribed. It's a methamphetamine, actually, Ritalin is. And I noticed some physical things that it did to my heart. It made my heart kind of flutter sometimes, and it would take away my appetite. These are probably things that aren't good. These are side effects of methamphetamines. And then, now we have these epidemics from prescription drugs that have gone into heroin addiction and some unfortunate events. But one of the things I remember, my parents would say is, why don't you go run some laps around the house just to get some energy out? And I literally, as a child, I would rock myself to sleep at night. No kidding, because I had that much extra energy left over. But once I got the energy out, I was able to sit still and be in the moment. And so that's what pulls me away from my connections. My deep connections is a distraction. What pulls you away from you being connected? If it's your career, I know a guy who is working a job that doesn't like, and he found another job and he's gonna be taking it, but it's still not what he wants to be doing, but it's more stable. So I just asked him, well, what would you be doing? What would you want to do? Well, I want to live on the coast. Well, I want to be perhaps a marine biologist. Okay. That is something you can do. What steps are you doing in order to get there? And it's hard for us to see, to be connected to that dream, to be connected to that reality if we are not thinking about it just a little bit. So my challenge for you moving forward is, if you are getting pulled away from getting connected to, let's just use your career as an example. You went to school for something that you loved and then it didn't work out, or you found out that it wasn't really for you. What next? Are you just doing a job just to have a job? Or are you really doing what your passion is? And if you aren't, then why aren't you? What is keeping you from getting connected to that? And I challenge you to figure out what that is, what's pulling you away from it, and start to work on it and get real with yourself. Write it down. For me, it's distraction. Distraction of people. I'll have conversations, or I'll get on YouTube. But this has been the second episode of deep connections. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.